Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon everyone. Welcome to today's forum on empowering change through social media, education, gender equality, and entrepreneurship. I'm Khadijah Sufia, and I'll be guiding today's discussion with our two guests. We have Miss Amali Sofia binti Muhammad Abdul Salam, an experienced educator, and Miss Nurin Fakihah binti Abdullah, a current student who actively uses social media in their studies. We're here to explore two transformative areas where social media is making a significant impact in the classroom, where it's reshaping how we learn and communicate, and in society, where it's fostering gender equality and empowering women entrepreneurs. Our forum will consist of two parts. In the first part, we'll discuss the impact of social media on education. Our panelists will explore how platforms like Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, and even TikTok are being used to facilitate learning, connect students and the teachers, and promote innovative learning approaches. In the second part, we'll look at social media's powerful role in fostering gender equality and supporting women entrepreneurs. We'll delve into how these platforms can help women break down barriers, build networks, and access the resources they need to start and grow their own business. So, let's begin with our first part of today's forum, where we'll explore the impact of social media on education. Amalin and Nurin, thank you for joining us. Now, let's dive into how social media is changing the way we teach and learn. So let's begin with a broad question. How do you see social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp influencing education? Amalin, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
Thank you, Ms. Moderator. Social media has fundamentally changed how we approach teaching and learning. In the past, we had to rely on traditional settings to teach, but now we have these teacher spaces that allows us to extend our reach beyond physical boundaries. For instance, Facebook and WhatsApp offer immediate direct communication between students and teachers, which creates a more accessible learning environment. I use Facebook groups to organize my classes, post assignments, share useful resources, and even conduct live Q&As sessions. It is an interactive space where students can engage not just with me but with each other. And then there is YouTube. It's become my go-to platform for sharing instructional videos. It is one of the easiest ways to explain complex concepts, whether it is a science experiment, a historical event, or a math problem. Students can watch videos at their own pace and go back to them whenever needed. The ability to rewind, pause, and replay has made it such a valuable resource.
That's fascinating. It sounds like social media platforms help to create more dynamic, interactive learning experience. So, Nurin, what has been your experience with this platform in your own education?
Social media has really changed how I interact with learning material. I use WhatsApp for class discussion, group work, and clarification. It's more immediate than email. So, if I have a question or need help, I can just message my classmate or the professor. It's also a great way for everyone to stay connected and share study resources. When we were learning remotely during the pandemic, WhatsApp was crucial for group projects, and we even had live session over Zoom, which is linked to WhatsApp groups. I also rely heavily on YouTube. Sometimes the way a professor explains something just doesn't click with me, so I will up YouTube tutorials on the same how many educational channels are out there. Everything from medicine to coding tutorials. It makes learning more flexible and personalized. I can learn at my own pace, pause when I need a break, and revisit lesson if I'm stuck.
I see. Those are great points. So, both of you are highlighting how social media not only enhance communication but also makes learning more flexible and accessible. Now, let's focus on specific platforms. Amalie, how do you see TikTok influencing education? It's a platform many don't immediately associate with formal learning.
It's true. TikTok is usually seen as a platform for entertainment, but I have started exploring its educational potential. The short video format is perfect for breaking down complex concepts into bite-sized, easy to digest pieces. It is engaging and interactive. I have seen educators use TikTok to share study tips, explain tricky topics in creative ways, and even make content that feels more like storytelling than a lecture. For instance, I have seen professors create mini lessons on TikTok to summarize key points from their lectures. The best part is that students can engage with these videos, share them, and discuss them in the comment section, creating a virtual classroom outside of traditional school hours. It encourages a different type of learning, one that is fun, uh, fast, and very visual.
That's an interesting perspective. TikTok's short form video content definitely encourages creativity. Nurin, have you found TikTok useful for learning?
Honestly, yes. I was not sure about TikTok as a learning tool at first, but I have come across some really educational content. For example, there are a lot of science and math content that's super easy to understand because it's presented in short, engaging clips. Some video use animation, others are just quick explanation of how things work. It's a great way to reinforce learning without feeling like you are studying. I think the key is that it doesn't feel like school. TikTok makes learning feel more like a casual conversation or a fun exploration, which helps when you are trying to grasp something you are struggling with. It also gets me excited about learning new things that I would not have necessarily explored in class.
Interesting, Miss Fakiha. It seems that these platforms bring a more engaging and informal way to learn while still conveying valuable content. But as we all know, the impact of social media isn't only positive. There are challenges too. So, Amani, what do you think are the biggest challenges educators face when incorporating social media into the classroom?
Great question, Ms. Moderator. One of the biggest challenges is ensuring that the use of social media aligns with educational goals. It is easy for students to get distracted with all other content on this platform. So it is crucial to create a structured learning environment within this platform. For example, I use Facebook groups, especially for class activities, but I need to make sure students know what is expected of them and that they are using the group for its intended purpose, not just scrolling through personal feeds. Another challenge is digital equality. Not all students have equal access to the technology or internet connections needed to fully participate in these social media-based learning experiences. As educators, we must find ways to bridge that gap, which may mean offering alternative methods of participation or support.
You're absolutely right. Balancing engagement and structure, as well as addressing equity, are critical concerns. Nurin, do you think there are any challenges for students in using social media for education?
Yes, definitely. The biggest challenge I face is studying focus. Sometimes I get distracted by other notifications from Instagram, WhatsApp, or YouTube, and it's hard to stay on task. That's why I try to set boundaries, like turning off notification while I'm working on assignment or watching educational videos. Also, with so much information available, it's hard to tell what click even. While social media can help us find new learning material, there are a lot of misinformation out there. So I have to be careful about the sources I trust and make sure I'm verifying what I read or watch.
I see. Great points, Nurin. Digital distractions and the need for information literacy are definitely real challenges. So, the next question is, how has social media affected the traditional roles of teachers and students in education? Has it shifted who's in control?
That is a great question for Ms. Mehrata. Social media has definitely changed things in education. Traditionally, educators directed the pace and content of learning, and students followed. But now, with so much information available online, students have the ability to explore topics on their own. I find myself acting like more as a guide, helping them to navigate information rather than just delivering it.
Oh. So there's more of a shift towards student-driven learning. Interesting. What about you, Nurin? Do you feel like social media has empowered you to take more ownership in your learning?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like if I don't understand something, I don't have to wait until the next class to find answer. I can just look it up on YouTube or join a discussion group online. It's made learning feel more within my control and less dependent on the classroom schedule.
That's a great point. It sounds like there are new learning opportunities but also potential challenges. Amali, does this increase student independence create any obstacles in the classroom?
Yes, it can. While it's great that students have more control, social media's instant nature can sometimes affect their patience and focus. It is easy to rely on quick answers instead of engaging deeply with material. But when I incorporate social media into class, like using a Facebook group or for discussions, it helps students stay engaged in a familiar way, while also giving me a chance to guide that engagement.
That's a creative approach. Using social media as part of the class discussion itself. So, Nuri, do you feel that having these platforms integrated into class discussions keeps you more engaged?
Definitely, when teachers incorporate platforms you are already comfortable with, it makes the learning process feel more relevant. If we can ask questions and discuss ideas in real time on platforms like WhatsApp, it keeps everyone involved. It also helps if you miss class, you can still catch up with what was covered.
That's very insightful, Nuri. Okay, so let's moving on and let's discuss about motivation. Okay, so how has social media impact students' motivation for traditional assignments like reading or maybe completing hands-on activities?
Great question. Social media has given students quicker access to information and feedback. So traditional tasks can feel less motivating in comparison reason. For me, it's about balancing both works, blending digital tasks with hands-on activities or group work can help maintain students' interest. The key is showing students that not everything in learning is about speed. Some things require time and patience.
Oh, I see. That makes a lot of sense. So, it's all about finding balance. Nurin, do you feel that social media, quick access nature impacts your motivation for more traditional learning activities?
Yes, sometimes. Social media has gotten been used to instant feedback, so slower activities can feel well slow. But if the assignment connect with something I care about, like a group discussion on social media, I get more into it. It makes me feel like my work has a broader purpose beyond just the classroom.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. Finding connections between traditional and digital tasks can make a big difference in motivation. Okay, so let's shift to a related topic now. Miss Amani, do you think social media affects the quality of student research and critical thinking skills?
It is a big one. Social media exposes students to a variety of perspectives, which is positive, but it also means they have to be more discerning. I see my role now as helping students develop media literacy, teaching them how to verify sources, recognize bias, and differentiate between facts and opinion. It is an essential skill that is more important than ever.
Media literacy sounds crucial. Nurin, what's your take? Do you feel that social media has impacted how you approach research?
Definitely. There's just so much information out there, and it can be hard to tell what's credible. I try to cross-check information now, but it's a skill I'm still developing. I really appreciate when teachers bring this up in class because it's not always obvious which sources interest.
Oh, that's a great to hear. It sounds like learning how to evaluate information is the key. Here's another question to think about it. Does social media affect your ability to separate study time from personal time?
Great question from Ms. Moderator. Social media has blurred that line quite a lot. Students are constantly switching between study and personal browsing, especially with smartphones. I encourage students to set specific times for social media use so they can focus fully on studying and enjoy their personal time without overlap. It is not easy, but I think it is worth trying.
Okay, so setting boundaries sounds like a great strategy. Nurin, do you find it challenging to separate study and personal time because of social media?
Yes, it's really challenging. I will be researching something, but then I see a notification and suddenly I'm scrolling through Twitter instead of studying. I'm trying to set specific time to check social media now, but I do like that I can quickly connect with classmates if I need help, which makes studying feel a bit less isolating.
I see. There's a good balance, Nurin. Social media does connect people, but finding ways to stay focused is important. Then, Miss Amani, do you think social media has helped or hindered education?
I had say it is both. Social media has made information more accessible and created exciting new ways for students and teachers to connect. But it also brings challenges in focus, discipline, and critical thinking. I believe social media can be a powerful educational tool if it's used responsibly and intentionally.
I agree. I feel like social media has definitely helped my learning in a lot of ways. I just have to remind myself not to rely on it for everything and to double check information. Social media can be distracting, but I think the benefit outweigh the negative if I use it right.
Oh, that's a great point from both of you. It's clear that while social media presents challenge, it also offers unique ways to enhance learning. So long as we approach it carefully. Now, I'd like to touch on how social media affects attention spans. With constant notifications and quick content, some people argue it's harder for students to stay focused. Amali, what's your take on this?
Social media has definitely influenced attention spans. Students today are used to consuming content in short bursts, which makes long lectures or discussions challenging. To keep students engaged, I incorporate quick interactive activities into lessons.
Ah, that is interesting, Amali. So, you're adapting your teaching methods to fit the way students are used to consuming information. Um, so Nurin, how does this impact your learning experience? Do you feel that your attention span is shorter because of social media?
Yes, I think so. It can be hard to stay focused for an entire class, especially when I'm used to quick video or scrolling. But when teacher include discussion or moves in different activity, it's helped me stay engaged.
That really makes sense. Social media has certainly influenced the way we process information. Okay, so let's move on. I'd like to discuss how social media impacts teamwork among students. How has it influenced collaboration in your experience? Amali, would you like to go first?
Absolutely. Social media has provided students with more ways to connect for group projects. They can use WhatsApp or Facebook to coordinate and share ideas even when they are in different locations. This can help with cooperation, but I think it also sometimes limits face-to-face interaction, which has its own benefits.
Good one, Amali. Technology certainly makes teamwork more convenient but can reduce in-person connection. Nuri, what's your take on this and how has social media affected the way you collaborate with your classmates?
Honestly, it's really helpful. Social media lets us connect even if we cannot meet in person. We can brainstorm in group chat and work on shared documents. But I do agree that face-to-face communication has its own benefit, like being able to see expression or tone.
Okay. So thank you both for those perspectives. Let's switch gears a bit. Okay, many people worry that social media may negatively impact students. Critical thinking skills due to the sheer volume of information. Amadi, how do you think social media affects students' ability to think critically?
That is a great question for this moderator. On one hand, social media exposes students to a wide range of viewpoints, which can help develop critical thinking. But it also means students need to learn how to evaluate the credibility of source, and that is something I try to emphasize in class.
Oh, very insightful, Amali. Okay, thank you. Nurin, how about you? Have you found social media helpful for learning new perspectives, or do you feel it sometimes make it difficult to know what is true?
It's a bit of both. Honestly, I like seeing different perspectives, but I sometimes get overwhelmed by all the information. It's tempting to take things at face value, so I appreciate when teachers show us how to check if sources are credible.
Oh, I see. Thank you for sharing the experience, Nurin. As we wrap up this session, let's talk about the future. Amalin, Where do you see the role of social media in education going in the next few years?
I see social media playing an even bigger role as technology continues to evolve. Platforms are becoming more integrated with learning management system, which is LMS, making it easier to track assignments, grades, and publication all in one place. In the future, we may see more sophisticated uses of augmented reality, which is AR, and virtual reality, which is VR, within social media platforms to make learning more immersive and interactive. I also think we will continue to see social media as a tool for personalized learning. Students will be able to access content tailored to their interests and learning style, whether it is through curated YouTube channels, TikTok creators, or even AI-powered recommendations. It is an exciting time to be in education.
Oh. So, thank you so much, Amali and Nurin, for that enriching discussion on the impact of social media in education. Okay. Now, as we shift gears, we move from the classroom to the broader world of social change. While social media's influence in education is groundbreaking, its role in fostering gender equality and supporting women entrepreneurs um, is just as powerful, if not more. In fact, social media has become a critical tool for empowering women, breaking down traditional gender norms, and providing platform for women to share their stories, build networks, and create business. In the second part of our forum, we'll explore the impact of social media on gender equality and empowering women entrepreneurs. To begin, social media has helped women entrepreneurs grow their business. Nurin, can you share your thoughts on how social media can empower women?
Yes, of course. Social media give women a platform to showcase their businesses and ideas. It's an easy and affordable way to reach a large audience, even if they don't have a lot of money or resources. Women can connect with other entrepreneurs, learn from each other, and build a supportive community online. This also helps challenge all stereotypes and show that women can lead successful businesses.
That's a great point, Nurin. Amali, what do you think? Do you agree that social media plays a big role in promoting gender equality?
Yes, absolutely. Social media has become a powerful tool for promoting gender equality. It gives women a voice, especially in industry where they were previously underrepresented. Through platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, women can share their stories, get exposure, and create networks that were not possible before. These networks help them find resources, mentorship, and funding, which were often difficult to access in traditional business environments.
Interesting, Amali. Nurin, you mentioned building a community, right? How do you think online communities help women entrepreneurs grow their business?
Online communities are really important because they offer support, advice, and opportunities. Women can find groups where they share similar challenges and experience, which help them feel less isolated. For example, women in business might face different challenges than men, and in this group, they can share solution, tip, and encouragement. It also gives them access to experts and mentors, which help them improve their skill and confidence.
I see. That's a really important point, Nurin. Okay, then Amali, could you explain how social media also helps women to overcome traditional business barriers such as access to funding?
Certainly, thank you for the question, Inspirator. Traditionally, women often had less access to funding compared to men, especially in industries like technology and finance. But social media has helped bridge that gap. Through crowdfunding platforms, online investors, and visibility on platforms like LinkedIn, women entrepreneurs are able to attract investors who believe in their ideas. Additionally, social media allows women to create a strong personal brand and show their expertise, which can make investors more willing to take a chance on them.
That's fascinating. So, Amali, would you say that social media is making a real difference in breaking down traditional gender barriers in business?
Yes, absolutely. Social media has been a game changer in leveling the playing field. In the past, women had to fight hard to be seen or heard in business spaces dominated by men. But now women can use social media to share their ideas, build their businesses, and get support from the global network. It's giving women more control over their businesses and empowering them to take leadership roles in industries where they were once overlooked.
Okay, so thank you for that insight. So, Nurin, do you think that social media could help more women to enter fields that are traditionally male dominated?
Yes, I think so. Social media helps women see role models who are already succeeding in male-dominant fields like technology, engineering, and politics. Their role model inspire other women to follow their lead. Also, social media allow women to share their stories, which can inspire other women to take risks and start their own businesses in this field.
So, it sounds like social media not only helps women in business but also creates new opportunities and break barriers. Now, while social media offers many benefits, it also has challenges for women entrepreneurs. And Amali, could you share some of the challenges women might face on these platforms?
Certainly, thank you for this question, Ms. Marita. One significant challenge is online harassment and cyberbullying, which is disproportionately affects women. Female entrepreneurs often deal with negative comments or even threats, which can be discouraging. There is also the issue of the digital divide. Not everyone has the same level of access to technology, especially in rural or developing areas. Additionally, many women might lack digital skills for using these platforms effectively for business, which creates barriers.
I see. Okay, so Nurin, how about you? Have you or women you know faced any challenge like this when using social media for professional or personal growth?
Yes, I have seen this book. Some women entrepreneurs I follow have mentioned how they receive negative comment and that they have to ignore or even report. It takes a lot of courage to keep sharing your story or promoting your work when they're negatively. It also makes me think about the importance of digital skill. I know a lot of people who are just getting comfortable with this tool, so they're still a learning curve.
I see. Thank you for pointing that out. It's important to recognize both the opportunities and the challenges. Amali, do you think schools and universities should do more to prepare students, especially women, for digital business opportunities?
Yes, I believe education plays a huge role. Schools should teach students, especially young women about digital tools, social media strategies, and entrepreneurship. This would give them skills and confidence to start their own businesses. Also, universities should provide more mentorship programs that connect students with successful women entrepreneurs. So, thus these programs can help young women navigate the challenges they might face in the digital world in the next.
I see your point. Okay, so there's a great suggestion about provide more mentorship programs in universities, and maybe universities should connect more students with successful women entrepreneurs nowadays. Amali, so now I'd like to ask both of you. Um, how can we make social media a more inclusive and safe space for women entrepreneurs? So start with Nurin.
To make social media more inclusive, we need to continue creating supportive network and ensure that women's voice are heard. This means encouraging positive conversation and providing space where women can share their experiences without fear or judgment or harassment. It's also important to recognize and celebrate the achievement of women entrepreneurs so they can inspire others.
I agree with Nurin. We also need to support each other more. Women entrepreneurs should keep lifting each other up, whether it's by sharing advice, promoting each other's businesses, or just being there for each other. Creating an online environment that is respectful and inclusive is essential for helping more women succeed.
Yes, a great point, Amali and Nurin. And as for me, a woman, I think that women entrepreneurs should keep lifting each other up and give support to each other so that the business can grow a lot and can spread to the world. Okay, so another aspect of social media's influence is its role in raising awareness for gender equality through campaigns. Amali, could you talk about how social media campaigns have helped promote gender equality?
Absolutely. Thank you for this question, Ms. Moderator. Social media campaigns have been crucial in raising awareness about gender issues globally. Campaigns like #MeToo and #HeForShe have brought attention to issues like workplace harassment and gender-based discrimination. These campaigns enable women to share their experiences, which builds solidarity and increase public awareness. This collective voice often push for policy address, for policy change in businesses and governments to support gender equality.
I see. Okay, that's a really great point, Amali, about campaigns. And Nurin, what's your perspective on this campaign? Have you noticed their impact among your peers or within your social circles?
Yes, I have. Campaign like #MeToo helps many people open up about their experience and make it clear that these issues are not isolated. For me and many of my friends, it's encouraging to see people come together for change. It's also inspiring to see influential women sharing their stories because it reminds us that we can challenge this issue and make an impact.
I see. Okay. Thank you both for these ideas. Now let's take a look at some real world example of how women have successfully used social media to build their business and promote gender equality. Amani, could you share any success stories that come to your mind?
Certainly. One example I I had in mind is Mina, a fashion entrepreneurship who used Instagram to showcase her designs. She strategically used hashtags, collaborated with influencers, and grew a following, which eventually led to partnership with major retailers. Another inspiring example is the Little Market, which promotes women artisans globally. By sharing their stories on social media, they raise awareness about gender equality and fair trade practices while giving artisans a platform to reach a wider audience.
Oh, those are inspiring stories. To the young woman entrepreneur out there that want to try about to be entrepreneur in maybe fashion, or maybe about social media, you guys can follow Mina as a fashion entrepreneur in this field. So Nurin, do you have any favorite examples or role models for women entrepreneurs on social media?
Yes, there are local jewelry designer I follow was started her businesses completely on Instagram. She shared her creative process, interact with her followers, and even those like Q&A session. It's amazing how she built her brand and connected with customer without needing a traditional store. She's a big inspiration because she showed that you can start small and still make an impact.
I see. Okay. So thank you both of you for sharing such meaningful insights and examples. It's clear that social media has enormous potential to foster gender equality and empower women entrepreneurs despite the challenges. From raising awareness through campaigns to providing opportunities for business growth, social media is truly reshaping the landscape for women in business. As we wrap up, let's each share a final thought. Okay, let's start with Amalie. What would you like to leave with our audience?
Thank you, Ms. Martha. So what I would like to leave with our audience, I would encourage anyone interested in using social media for business or advocacy to embrace it as a tool for growth and connection. Although there are challenges, the potential for empowerment and change is immense. Social media allows women to amplify their voices and create opportunities they might not have otherwise.
Oh, I see. And Nurin, what about you?
I can say use social media to support each other. There are so many women who are doing incredible things, and it's inspiring when we can lift each other up by following, sharing, or supporting women in businesses. Small action can really make a difference.
I see. So thank you for both of you for this your wonderful closing thoughts. This discussion has highlighted the way social media is driving gender equality and empowering women around the world. To everyone joining us, we hope you're living inspired and ready to harness the power of social media for positive change. As we wrap up our forum on empowering change through social media, education, gender equality, and entrepreneurship, I'd like to thank our panelists for sharing their insights and experience. Thank you so much, Nurin and Amalie, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Alright. To sum up, today's discussion has shown us the powerful way social media is transforming education, promoting gender equality, and empowering women entrepreneurs. We have seen how social media opens doors for learning, creates connections that drive equality, and provides new opportunities for women to grow and lead their own businesses. But we also discuss the challenges like the need for digital literacy and creating safe online space. I hope each of us lives inspired to use social media thoughtfully, whether by supporting women-owned businesses, promoting inclusive space, or using these platforms to learn and grow. Thank you to everyone who joined us today, and let's keep working together to create positive change through social media and have a great day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.